Welcome into another installment of our 2024 MAC Volleyball Preview and Content Days. I'm Emily Ehman and so excited to be joined alongside Western Michigan head coach Colleen Munson. Coach, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. We're excited to kick off the year.
Well, excited because your program, of course, is coming off of a historic year, which I want to get to, but I want to talk about you a little bit. You're entering your 20th season with the school. You're already the winningest head coach in program history. In January, you signed a new 5-year deal to the school. So one, huge congrats on that. But I want to look back at your career with this team. I mean, what has made this program in general so special over the years?
Well, thank you. And I think all that means is that I'm old. I've been here a long time and you've done your research. But what makes Western Michigan and the Kalamazoo community special are the people. And, you know, we say that a lot. I was actually an assistant coach for Kathy George years and years ago. When she took over at Michigan State, I was actually down in East Carolina as a head coach. They brought me back and I haven't left since. And I jokingly talked to my husband about that. You know, we talk about when you're early in your relationship, what is your dream job? And I said, oh, that's easy. It's Western Michigan. And he's like, what? Western Michigan? Kalamazoo, Michigan? What's that? Where's that? Right? So when they brought me back, I knew it was for the long haul. I wanted to raise my family in this community. And not only that, the Mid-America Conference is so special. And, you know, I coached with Kathy George for years in the league and then coming back home, so to speak. I'm from the Midwest originally, but this is just a special place. The support is unreal. The administration that hired me was very special. The current administration is just equally engaging and supportive of our volleyball program and everything in the Kalamazoo community. So the people make it special. The young women we've coached made it special. Building a culture here, a championship culture is understood. There's so much history, rich history in the volleyball program back in the days of Rob Buck, Kathy George, and I'm just carrying the torch that they laid the foundation ahead of me. So I attribute it to a very supportive community, incredibly supportive administration, and amazing young women that we've chosen to be a part of our volleyball program.
Yeah, you mentioned some of those names, and of course, this program has so much history. And I want to talk about just a turnaround from year to year. So we'll go back to 2022. This team finished 9-9 in the MAC. Last season, you guys went undefeated during conference play, won the MAC, went to the NCAA tournament where you made it to the second round. What was key to that 1-year turnaround?
Well, as you know, a volleyball season is not made in 1 year or 6 months, so to speak, but you bring up the 2022 season, and that's something that is near and dear to our hearts because I think it's really important that a group of young women learn and grow together. One season wasn't made in an off season. It was made in the disappointments which then become your driving force for the next year. We didn't make the conference tournament in 2022. So we all gathered at their end of season meetings and we said, okay, what's the change going to be? We lost 5 sets in 5 that year. And we found different ways to lose. It wasn't like we were just, not consistent passing or serving or attacking. We found different ways to lose to very good teams in the league. The parity in that the league in 22 was very good. So we sat down and we said, be the change is going to be our motto. Be the change in that. What difference are you going to make in your game and your approach to the game? And essentially, Emily, it comes down to mindset. So we didn't bring any freshmen in that year for the 23 campaign. We had a chance to go to train aggressively in the spring. We trained intentionally heading over to Europe. We went to Europe, played in Turkey and Italy. So we got some extra matches under our belt. And then we had a focus. We had an intentionality and a focus to coming in every single day. We started the season, being successful, but it was something that we knew we could do when we pulled it out of ourselves. So we had it within us. We just had to pull it out of ourselves. And the rest is history. We had a tremendous year, but we knew that we were doing the chasing. And this year, of course, we're being chased, having so many young women back. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But we don't grow without that 22 season. And as painful as it was, we shifted our mindset. We talk a lot about growth mindset in our program. And we knew we had it within us, but it was going to take each and every one of us to be successful, our staff included.
Yeah, and when you take, 2022 to 2023, now, as anyone, it's hard to get to the top, but it's harder to stay at the top. It certainly helps when you bring back 5 all-MAC performers that you had from last season. So it's a pretty veteran group. And now that you've been in the gym for a little bit, what differences do you see from the starting point last season to where you guys are at right now?
Well, I think, you nailed it. It's a different group and it's a veteran group. But what people don't understand when they're trying to build championship programs is there's always going to be a new class of young women coming in that don't know what they don't know. So last year we had the same group in the fall, in the spring, and in the summer training, went to Europe with the same group, and we didn't make any changes. This year we brought 5 new faces in, very talented young women, but they don't know what they don't know about the collegiate game, about taking classes, about, you know, moving away from home, so to speak, and just that transition. They've been on campus now, you know, since early July with our strength coach and doing some things together, bonding together, playing in open gyms. But there's nothing like walking in a gym last week where we get to start practice and start training with them, that we really understand the magnitude of the talent in our gym. And it's our job now to hone in on that. We told our returners that we weren't going to make any changes in our training. The young players would catch up because we owe it to the returners, the veterans, to continue to work on the concepts that we established late last fall and into the spring season. So we're excited about continuing to grow as a veteran group, but really excited about bringing the freshmen along. And it reminds us of everything that we need to work through and work on to shore up the details to continue to play at a high level.
Yeah, I love the concept of you're continuing to set the bar, and you said it last season, and you're not going to go back to where you were just because there's new players. You're going to continue to elevate this game. They're going to have to play catch up, which sometimes is the best way to learn. You just got to dive in. And I want to hit on the offense a little bit. You know, last season, this team finished first in the MAC in points, hit percentage. And of course, it helps when you have your setter back in the reigning MAC Player of the Year, Logan Case, for her 5th year, to kind of pick up where she left off too. She's been a game changer since she stepped onto campus in 2020. What is it about her that makes it so special?
Logan's a special. She's a special young girl. She's an incredible leader. She is a really, really talented setter, has an incredible volleyball IQ. She comes from 2 parents coaching the game. Her parents own and run and coach Elevation Volleyball Club in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. So she's been around the sport for a very, very long time. But when she hit campus and arrived on campus during COVID, it was a challenging season. And, you know, she had a veteran group of upperclassmen that embraced her and allowed her to run the show, so to speak, from day one. And she hasn't stopped running the show since then. And she allows, Logan's gift is her leadership, her setting, obviously her setting ability, but her gift to bring people along with her is a intangible quality that we're really excited to have around for another season. She allows people, her teammates, to just play their position, and no more, no less, because she does so much within the communication and the obviously the athletic setting side of the game. And she's very talented in what she does, and she knows the game so well. So there's many things that set her apart, but I think just her overall leadership style and wanting to play next to her, she makes it easy, she makes it fun, and she's incredibly passionate about the game.
I love that. And now I kind of want to hit on the defense a little bit. You bring back the MAC Defensive Player of the Year with libero Andy Simpkins for her 5th year. She's also been absolutely outstanding. How important has she been to the team's success to have her anchor the defense?
Andy is a workhorse. Andy is tremendously consistent in the game. She's, you know, top 5 passers in the country. She's an incredible defender. She is steady as a server. She's the glue that holds us together. What she does defensively and what Logan does offensively really are the glue that keeps our systems afloat and alive, so to speak, and moving forward. Andy works harder than anybody in the gym. She's just very consistent at her craft. She sees the game very, very well. And she's just a very high character young woman that people just want to be around. And she's down in the gym right now, encouraging and talking to her teammates and demands things of herself. They stop Andy after drills to ask her how she does things. Can you tell me more about the pass? What are you seeing when you pass? So it's literally having another coach on the floor with her, with us at the time that the young women need it and crave it. And it's always better as in a player-led program to hear from your teammates more so than you hear from the coaches.
I want to look ahead to the conference schedule, non-conference rather, just a little bit, because you put a grueling non-conference schedule together. You see Kansas, Marquette, James Madison, you play Tennessee twice. What was the goal when putting together these matchups?
Well, last year, you know, again, we already discussed it, coming off of not the tournament to a season's schedules are already set before the spring semester over. We didn't know, we knew how good we could be. We didn't know how we were going to be. And when we set our schedule, very competitive, we needed that schedule and the moment at the time. Our last match was in Louisville, and we're in the locker room, and our young men, I kid you not, thought they could beat Louisville, as we all thought in that moment. We didn't. So they came back to the, our last comment before we left the locker room for the break was, this is fun. We want to do this again. Can we schedule tough preseason? And then it'll prepare us for a very tough Mid-America Conference season. And we want to get as far as we can next year. So we said, absolutely. We graduated 2 players. We knew that our work was cut out for us as far as a learning curve in the spring semester, but why not? We're ready for it. Why not? We want to put our best foot forward. We want to compete. We want to challenge ourselves. We want to play top 25 teams. We want to make sure that we're not only putting the Mid-America Conference on the map, but putting our program back on the map. And our young women are training for it. They're not going into this thinking, oh my, it's these big names. Yes, they're going to be competitive. They're physical. They're going to do all the things we hope that they do. We want their best, but we're also going to give it our best chance and our best shot. And so this is an opportunity for our young women to see where they stack up, to send us back to Kalamazoo when we are on the road playing these teams, to know what we have to work on, because we're not done growing. We're not done learning. We were not done developing our systems. It's a process that takes, the entire season. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we're in it for the long haul. So that is why we wanted to play a more competitive preseason for our current student athletes. They want the challenge in front of them, and they're ready to embrace it.
I love that. And the fact that they're not afraid of a name on a jersey. When you play a team like Louisville, you can say, oh, this is a team that's made Final Fours over the last few years, just this monster of a name, but they're going to go out there. They don't care. And that's the best part of it, especially for a non-con schedule where, you need some of those big wins to boost RPI.
100%. And I think they're starting to understand the RPI. They're starting to understand that when we play a tougher conference or tougher scheduled non-con, it's only going to help our conference in general. But you nailed it. They really think that they can compete at a level that these teams are playing at. And all respect to Louisville, they are incredibly well coached. They're very high volleyball IQ, and they have the athleticism. Those are all things that we strive to be a part of. We talk about volleyball IQ a lot in our gym. We talk about making decisions on the fly. We pride ourselves on playing what we call street ball, making adjustments in game when your opponent's preparing to strategize against you in a scouting report. And when they take something away, we're going to have tools in our tool belt to combat whatever it is they take away or allow us to do. We're going to attack teams to make sure that we're not allowing them to do what they want to do. And we've got some concepts that we work through. We focus incredibly on serving and passing. If we can win the serve game and the pass game, we're going to be better set up for success. There's still a lot of moving parts in the game itself, but we want to make sure that we set ourselves up for success.
Yeah, you guys looking ahead. You open up play with the Western Michigan tournament August 30th, and you guys get to debut a new floor, Terraflex, that you're getting. I'm so excited. How big is this for the program?
It's incredible. The Terraflex floor, I know ourselves, Miami and Bowling Green so far. I'm sorry, 4 teams. Ourselves, Miami, Bowling Green, and Ball State are all getting a Terraflex floor. And hopefully that's at different times here, and we'll all get to play on that. That's just a testament to the investment our administrations are making in volleyball in the Mid-America Conference. And it's a great concept. It's a great floor. It's healthy for our bodies. It's going to extend our season physically, mentally, and it looks good. It looks good on TV. It looks good when people come to our matches. Our kids are so excited to be a part of that.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see that floor, to see you guys rock it and continue to build on that success that we saw last year. Coach, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. You guys have a great day. Thanks for having me.
You too.